last year was quite a year to follow. How do you follow 2023? Tell us about your shape very quickly. I saw something earlier on where you said you're just tired all the time from training. You are training so hard.
Workout, then you go to the gym and lift a lot of weight, sometimes even max, and then you go and run a race on the weekend.
Yeah.
And there's no, slowing down. It's just constantly go. So finally, we're now at that time of the year where it's like, all right, we're going to back off from the weights, and we're going to back off from the workouts, and we're now going to start getting ready for race sharpness.
Well, I had seen on your YouTube channel, which I love. It's so fun to watch.
Thank you very much.
But you're seeing your sports psych, it's all these little things which we know, but you really are honing in on all of the little things. Like, you have such a fast race, though, Noah. Like, how much mental goes into that race?
It's a ton of mental.
Yeah.
I was taught from a very early age that sports are 90% mental and 10% physical. And I truly believe that. You can be as ready as you want to be, but if your mind isn't strong enough to handle it, please, you're going to not perform as well every time.
Yeah, well, I love how she says, have some fun out there. Get fired up.
Yeah.
I mean, she gets in your face and she's like, let's go. It's pretty cool.
Spencer, you've got to be happy with the way things are going for Adidas. You killed it in the spring marathon season. Your track and field athletes, they've got their engines revving, they're raring to go. You're putting on this innovative meet here tomorrow in 200-meter straight track. Last year was a 150-meter straight track, so you're going further and further, so to speak.
Yeah, I think the concept is, we wanted to go from the track down to the park sort of mentality. We wanted the athletes to be able to get up real close to the crowds. And you saw last year when we were in Centennial Park that the athletes really fed off the energy of the crowds. They enjoyed the fact that they were right there and that they could head up and down the track and just, like I said, feel that energy. And so we're happy with the concept, which is, evolved. And as you said, we now, can put on the 200 meters as well. And we've got the proper runoff as well. So I think the athletes have been out testing the track today. And, it's thumbs up from them. And we're real happy about that.
You run a straight 200 before?
No. It's the only thing on this track that I haven't run. A straight 200 is it's too long.
It'll be like an optical illusion, that finish never getting closer.
I think it's the fact that you don't know where the 100-meter mark is, so you just kind of get bored along the way.
But, circling back to the 150, which is what we'll see you running tomorrow.
Yep.
You have a pretty colored history with that race. 2018, you ran 14.77. 2019, you run a 14.66. And last year, you run a 14.56. Progression seems to be the key with you when it comes to your career. The 150 is no exception. The time isn't always the absolute goal, but what can we expect in 2024 in the 150?
Yeah, like every year you've said every time I run the 150, it gets faster and faster, and that's going to be the goal. I've been having amazing practices, and I'd like to see that translate into the 150, and I'd very much like to see that translate to an American record at least. I have been shown signs in practice that's like, if y'all aren't ready to, create a new top 3, top 2 in this 150, I'm going to be honest, don't show up on that track tomorrow.
So is 14.35 on or off the table, potentially?
It's on the table.
And that
never take it off. Never take it off.
You know what, Noah? You've run so many great 100s, 983 PR to win the world title, and your 200 PB was to win a title as well. Is the 150 the perfect distance for you, in fact?
It's my second
favorite?
Second favorite off event distance.
After what?
The 300 is by far my favorite.
Yeah, I saw you set the world record in effect indoors.
Yeah,
in Albuquerque.
And that was like my first year pro.
2017,
first year pro. I was wearing 2 sizes too big of spikes.
You're just saying that.
I'm dead serious.
Look, the fact is that when I saw you run that 300, that was 2017. That was 7 years ago. I thought, this boy's going to be good at 400. And a couple of times since I've spoken to you, and you've gone, I'm never going to do 400. I'm never going to do 400. Then you ran one last week in Nassau, and people are now talking about you going for the treble.
No. Glasgow.
In Glasgow, sorry. But Glasgow at the World Indoors. But you are running 400s now. It's kind of in your radar, on your radar
I'm running
now.
4x4s. You know, it's not really a 400. It's more like 395 meters. But I mean, to be honest, I kind of just did it for the fans. You know, I feel like at times I'm very much a man for the people. And if they want to see it that bad, shoot, I'll give them a 4x4. I mean, I love running the 4x4. Now, to actually get me to run the open 400, yeah, somebody's going to have to put down some money for that.
Ooh. Well, speaking of this relationship that Adidas, you know, they pay you. But you guys extended the contract. And Spencer, I want to hear from you before I hear from Noah. But this is a pretty cool family, right? Like, I always think of myself as being part of the Three Stripe family. It's pretty cool. You got him for a lot longer now.
Yeah, you know, you speak from experience. You were part of that family. And we're happy to have extended with Noah to continue to be a part of that family. You know, the relationship started way back in 2016 when we saw this exciting young kid running out there and trying to achieve impossible things. And he almost did do exactly that. Came up a little short, but look at him now. So we weren't wrong with what we were hoping. And yeah, like I said, we're pretty excited about the fact that we were able to sit down with Noah and talk about what we want to do with Noah, because it was part of it. It's not only about writing checks. And so it's about building brand. It's about wanting and understanding what Noah wants. And, you know, we've tied into that because those two ambitions just go side by side. And so it was great being able to sit down and talk about where he sees himself and ultimately, you know, to extend that relationship beyond the next two Olympic Games was pretty cool, pretty awesome.
Noah, your race tomorrow is the last race of the program. It's at 7:30 p.m. Anybody you're worried about in that race? I mean, Zarnell Hughes, the Brit, I've got to say, he's quite useful.
He's cute.
A little bit of bias there.
A lot of bias. It's okay. I like bias.
No, but you also need competition. You know, we're all competitive animals. You don't want to have a field that's flat and like winning's a cinch. You want a contest.
Trying to think of the last time I had competition in the 200. Sorry. I don't know. I feel like I've been doing this a lot by myself. I mean, 100 is a completely different story for sure. You know, I'm fighting my way through. I think I've lost twice in the 200. It's been an uphill battle with me and me.
In the last 8 years?
In the last 8 years, it's been me and me.
Okay.
I do want to ask one more final question, and it goes back to your training. You've taken down the weights. You're not lifting maxes anymore, which is healthy, but you had a tweet saying one of the best, if not the best, workout of your life. What's the preview with that?
We were doing 60s. We had a workout of 460s. You know, this is hand time, of course, but I'm not going to say the time because they were hand time, so it doesn't really translate to actual FAT times. But for what my coach has seen throughout his history and his group, and he's coaching Tyson Gay and Wallace Spearman, Veronica Campbell-Brown, Shawnee Miller, Tori Bowie, you know, all these. And he's looking at the clock and is like, yeah, you're 9.7 low pace right now. Now, it takes some time to see what happens in the workout translate to the track. But that feels really good to hear.
I would think so. But before we let him go, fashion. We got to talk to the fashionista of track and field.
Flesh.
Yes, like let's hear a little bit about your vision now and also why you're doing it. I mean, you've said it to a lot of people, but it's pretty spectacular.
Yeah.
And it is fun, Noah, to
I'm glad
see
you're
you.
enjoying
I
it.
like it.
No, I'm glad you're enjoying it. To be honest, it's another opportunity for, I feel, athletes to, you know, show their personalities. A lot of people think I do this for myself. Yes, I do it for myself, but I want other people to have fun doing it too. Another chance for crowds to interact with the fans and interact with the athletes and just showing a different side of us, you know, being an entertaining portion of track and field. I feel that's always been important. And, you know, it's hard to get people on board with the idea. Whether it's the athletes or the management, it's sometimes a hard shove in the direction that you want them to go. But I think people are starting to warm up to it, and as we continue to push for it, it's going to start getting better and better.
Noah, I don't know where you find the time for all this stuff, but speaking of time, we're going to let you guys go. Thank you so much for giving us your time.
I actually have a special guest.
Oh, go on then.
So
go on, you have a special
this young
guest.
man ended up being on my YouTube channel. He's a follower. This is Matthew.
Hi, Matthew.
Matthew, hi.
Matthew, why don't you grab my mic? He is again. He won my contest today on my YouTube channel. We reached 100K, and Matthew was part of that 100K. So we flew him out here, and he's enjoying the meet. He's enjoying the time. I'm at least I'm hoping. Are you, Matthew? Are you enjoying your time? All right, good. I'm a good host, right?
You're a great host.
Okay, good. Doing my job. But yeah, Matthew, I really wanted to bring on somebody that's personal, who's going to be out in the crowd, who's going to be enjoying the environment, seeing the behind the scenes. Has this been an interesting setup? Or
It's been more than interesting seeing how everything is just put together and just everything that goes into these track meets.
I appreciate that, man.
And this is a smallish one. It's really unusual. It's innovative, but boy, you want to get to one of the really big ones.
No, it's small, but the excitement is contained and exciting. It's quality. There we go. I like the word quality.
You've got to prep for a pretty big one in a few weeks' time in Paris. Some little gig going on over there.
That is something happening.
You've got to make the team first, of course.
Yeah.
Hey! Matthew, thank you very much indeed for joining us. And listen, have a really great time these next 24 hours.
Thank you.
Spencer, thanks for being with us and for your continued support of the sport. It's great to see.
Always good to see you.
Good to see. Noah, you go and get ready for tomorrow night. And
Thank you.
You deliver. We know you deliver. You always do.
I hope so. I got to give Matt a reason to come back.
Absolutely. Thanks
Thank
ever
you,
so much,
guys.
guys. Thanks ever
you.
so much. Okay, so let's move on to our next guests. And coming up now are a couple of people who hold world records, that's all. A certain world record holder of the 100-meter hurdles for ladies from Nigeria. It is the one and only Toby Amwazan.
Yay, Toby!
Toby, welcome on board.
I think there's a mic right there, Toby.
And a South African world record holder from back in Rio 2016. I saw him tear around that one lap of the track to break the world record, which still stands on the men's 400 meters. Wade van Niekerk. Wade, welcome on board. Good to see you. Listen, guys, tell us how things, Wade. I know you've been running 200s and you're running 200 tomorrow. You're saving things up for the first hit out at 400.
Yeah, I really enjoy doing the sprint event, so I'm so glad that coach is finally giving me the opportunity to let myself loose in all the sprinting events and avoid the 4 for now and slowly build myself into the best position possible towards the Olympic Games, and I think that's where we aim towards being in peak shape.
You broke the world record in 2016 at the Olympics. 2017 you won in London in under 44 seconds at the World Championships. Then you had a little game of touch rugby and damaged your knee, and you had a couple of years out, and you spent about 3 years fighting your way back to being in really good shape. Can we say you're 98, 99% now, or 100% in terms of the knee and its viability?
Yeah. In terms of the knee, I'm 100%. I'm very healthy. I think as every other athlete, we have our ups and downs, and it's really about just managing our bodies to be in the best shape possible, and then allowing myself to progress as the season goes by, and then take it day by day.
And Toby, for you, incredible season in 2022 with that world record in Eugene in the semi-finals. That still stands. Last season was a solid season, but I bet you were disappointed. Has that given you a bit more fire in your belly for this year?
Look, honestly, I wouldn't say it was a bit disappointing for me, but there's always a lesson in every situation. This year, I'm a bit hungry for more, because I know what I'm capable of doing. Given what I did in 2022, I think it's just a scratch of what I'm capable of doing on the track, and I'm just trusting God, trusting my coach and my hard work, and I know things are going to work out in my favor.
Toby, I want to dig into that because I could see like a sparkle in your eye when you said, I'm hungry. Like, what do you think about when you get ready to go to bed at night, like that last thing?
One thing my coach would always tell me is, evaluate what we did at practice. The day before heading to bed, I look at if I need to fix something, especially when it's like a solid sprint. Mm-hmm. And days where I'm huddling, it's like, girl, you can do this. Like, what are you doing? But then it all comes down to, putting it all together at the track meet. And, I'm just looking forward to each race and executing and hopefully something great.
Yeah. It's pretty awesome. I got to know a little bit about the nails.
Totally.
I mean, we cannot have Noah up here and not talk to you about those nails before Andrew asks the question. So tell me about those.
I just been freestyling. So this design I've never done before. When she was done, I was like, I did not like it. My Snap chat fans, I was like, I do not like this, and I would not be doing it again. But I got the most compliments so far, honestly.
They look good.
Thank you. Thank you.
So Tim mentioned, you both hold world records in your respective event, which not only is an amazing thing to have, yeah, it definitely deserves a fist bump, if not more, but it also creates a target on your back. Everyone wants to reach the world record holder, and so with that comes the responsibility of performing well. And Wade, I know the past 2 years for you have been, like Tim said, it's been a grind, but last year you had an undefeated record until the World Championships in the 400, and I can only imagine you're going to bring that momentum into 2024. So what's your take on using this race as a momentum builder going into Paris now that we've got a 200-meter track here?
Yeah, I think it's so important for me to continue using that positives. I think if I have to balance out the ratio, I'm leaning way more into things that's going my way positively than negatively. So I think I'm going into a very good direction to where I'd like to be and competing again. So it's really at the moment now about just mentally getting myself in a place and a position to enjoy myself again and be hungry again and put myself in a position to put out those good performances again, because we all know that when I am healthy and I'm capable, I can win races. So it's really just about getting that momentum, and hopefully I can get myself back to where I know I belong to be.
Toby, you're a beautiful looking hurdler. Your technique is special. There's no doubt about that. Some people said the barriers for the women should be raised a couple of inches just to push that technique a bit more. I'm not saying to me, I'm just representing. I'm
He's
asking
just
for
a
a
messenger.
friend. But actually, the 110 hurdles, we've got Grant Holloway here, the world record holder for 60-meter hurdles indoors. He's racing here tomorrow over 110 hurdles. Are you happy with the height of the women's hurdles, or do you think maybe it would separate you as a great technician from some of those who are just great sprinters?
I'm 5'5". Let's start from there. My physio can tell you I'm in a bit of a mess once I'm done hurdling. So please do not raise the hurdles.
It's hard enough work as it is.
No, and thank you.
Let's raise the roof, not the hurdle.
No. No.
Hey, you guys are going to raise the roof tomorrow. I know you are. It'll be a great 200 meters wide. I'm looking forward to seeing it. You're one of the very few, a group of 3 people, I think, who have broken 10 seconds for 100, 20 seconds for 200, 44 seconds for 400. It's an absolute privilege to meet you, and good luck tomorrow. I hope it goes well. And same for you, Toby. Have a great race.
Much. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed, guys.
Yeah,
Thank
good
you.
luck.
Now, I understand we have Anna Hall joining us. No, Anna is not here.
Yeah.
Well, what we're going to first experience is some slight rain.
There is a little bit of rain falling. This is true.
Let's switch with you.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
Logic.
Magical light.
Even though the rain is a little concerning, hopefully it's all going to go down today, but I'm sensing a breeze in that direction. Positive tailwind for tomorrow, perhaps.
Tailwind tomorrow, yeah, but isn't the start down there and the runoff here?
You know what?
I think
Switch
this is
that.
the runoff here,
Oh.
so it could be a headwind. Let's hope there's no
Potentially.
wind at all
We'll
tomorrow,
just go
and
for-
it
yeah.
stays dry, because the rain is just beginning to come down here. Not ideal for us sitting here without any cover. And here she is.
Well, you know what I love
Are
about
you
what
gonna
we've
join
already
us, Anna?
talked about is just you can
Anna,
see
come on
how
down.
hungry all these athletes are, and Anna Hall probably is hungry in more ways than
Good to
one.
see
We're
you,
getting
Anna.
close to dinner time, Anna.
Anna, we'll get through this pretty quickly, because this rain could get worse, so we don't want you to get it colder and things. Listen, 3rd in the World Championships in Eugene a couple of years ago in the heptathlon. 2nd last year in Budapest. Are you going to complete the set in Paris this year? Are things going well enough for you to be kind of positive about that possibility?
I think the first thing I'm focused on is getting there. You know, being an American, we always have to get through trials, so I think that's always on the forefront of our mind. But yeah, I definitely feel like we're in good enough of a place to see a path towards possibly being in a position to fight for gold. So, yeah.
Anna, you were here last year, and you did 2 events here last year, too. So this year you're doing 2 again. Yes. Like, is it so nice to just have 2?
It is fun. Yeah, I've always joked. I'm like, oh, this is like a fun weekend off, and everyone else is like, what? But it's really nice to be able to get some reps in, especially, you know, coming back from my knee this year. I think the more competitions I can get in, the better.
Yeah, and speaking of competitions, I want to throw out one country that I think is probably going to have some positive memories, which is Austria. I mean, it's hard not to think about PRing 4 times in one heptathlon as a positive memory. You know, that was such an amazing performance. Number 5 all time. Just barely missed off 7,000 points, which on the horizon, I'm sure. But, you know, talk to me about that momentum from 2023 moving into 2024. You know, I don't want to ask, are you going to get 7,000 points? It's too straightforward. But, you know, what's the goal? What's the momentum feeling like for you?
Yeah. I think last year was a whirlwind. It was crazy. You know, I think my first year as a professional, I didn't know what to expect. I wanted to improve, but I was not expecting that. And so I think that took me a bit by surprise and took a bit of adjusting. But it definitely showed me that I was like, wow, okay, like I'm already at near the level that I wanted to be at, and I'm already at such a high level. And so I think that made me realize what my potential might be. And so it was really exciting and motivating. Took a lot of momentum into the fall, and then, you know, unfortunately I had a knee surgery in January, so that's a bit of a hiccup in that momentum, but I feel really strong about being able to work back to my old self.
Do you feel different? Sorry, Tim. Do you feel different? Like, did you work, you know, sometimes when you're injured, you work on different things. You become a different athlete. You are such a great athlete in so many different disciplines, but do you feel different?
A little bit. I would say I spent a lot of time doing upper body when I was first on crutches after surgery, and I was doing rowing workouts actually with my leg propped up to the side on a box that was like sliding.
No.
And my coach, she's over there, she killed me on the rower. Like, we got my heart rate up as high as I get in 800 workouts. Like, I was going full lactic in there. So that was a bit crazy. So I think anytime I get hurt, I always come back with more endurance. So I'm excited for the 800. And my upper body got a lot stronger, and I PR'd in the shot put. So that was nice to see.
Do you know what? Speaking of your PRs, I was looking at your event portfolio earlier on today, and I think I counted 5 events where you could be world class, considering that they're one of a bunch of events. One of them is 400 hurdles, which is not in the heptathlon, obviously. But you know, you are strong across all disciplines: the throws, the jumps, the running. Where do you see a place where you can improve this year to get into over 7,000 points, maybe get that Olympic gold, of course, once you've made the team? But where do you see the improvements coming?
Yeah, I think the improvements is going to be in my throws. That's definitely my weakest point, specifically the javelin. I think there's no reason, me and my coaches see no reason why I can't be a lot better there eventually. And so I know that's a really hard technical event, but I'm determined to learn it. So I think that's going to be a big point getter, as well as the long jump becoming more consistent. You know, we kind of figured it out and had some big jumps last year, but being able to put those together all the time, I think will be key to 7,000 points and beyond.
You are so talented. I got to know what you do outside of sports. Like, can you sing?
No.
Do you dance?
No.
She can play the guitar.
Oh, well, we want to hear more.
It's a strong word. Yes, I do dabble in guitar.
Really?
I took a guitar class in high school and as my art class because I can't draw. So I was like, oh, I'll try guitar. So I play with it sometimes. Usually I only mess with it when things aren't going well in my life for whatever reason. That's just what I pick up. So played a lot of that after surgery, so I got pretty good again.
That's awesome.
But yeah, no other talents. Track keeps me pretty busy.
Do you look at other disciplines and think, oh, maybe I could be pretty good at that? I mean, the pole vault, we've got a great pole vault here tomorrow. We've got Molly Cordery, the Brit, who's world indoor champion, freshly crowned, against a great field, a really good, strong field. Do you look at that and think, I wouldn't have minded some of that?
Not pole vault specifically. I'm afraid of heights, so I think that one wouldn't go the best. But I actually think the opposite. I think the heptathlon and running open 400s and 400 hurdles has given me such a big understanding for how hard each event is that I get asked that question a lot. Like, what do you think you could run in this if you just focused on it? And I'm always like, I don't want to disrespect the event and think like I could be super good at it right away because I know how hard each of them are to learn. But yes, I do wonder sometimes, you know, if I took a year and focused on one thing, you know, what I could do.
I just read that Gabby Thomas hasn't run more than a mile. I mean, maybe it's a little bit more, but she doesn't have to, right? So, like, we know that you run the 8, but how far do you go? Like, what is the longest you've ever run?
My answer is going to be pretty similar. I mean, I guess in high school, I, for some reason, liked going on runs.
Okay.
I don't know what was wrong with me.
For some reason.
But the
It's the most
longest
natural
I'd
thing
ever
in the
run.
world.
Talking to 2 distance runners here.
Sorry.
Easy,
So much
Anna,
respect.
easy.
The longest I'd ever run, I think, was 40 minutes at a
Okay.
time.
That's pretty long.
But I was going like 10-minute pace,
That's
like not
okay.
fast. And then after college, I think the farthest I've gone is 3 miles. And that's like twice a year, maybe. That's like in the off season when I'm just running for fun. So But yeah, in practice, the farthest I go is maybe 600 meters.
But the heptathlon, not the decathlon, the multi-events, it's about speed and power and explosive stuff. Speaking of which, the long jump, we've got a great long jump tomorrow.
Yes.
You'll be pretty interested in how that goes, I'm pretty sure.
Yes. Yeah, I'm super excited to jump. Some really great jumpers in there. I train with Quenisha, actually. We train in the same training group, and I'm really good friends with Tara, so I'm super excited to see how their battle plays out, like live and up close. And then, hopefully I can use some of the energy that they bring to the competition and come out with the season's best. I think this year, coming off of my injury, coming into competitions, just hoping for season's best as opposed to PRs has been a little bit different and a little less exciting, but I'm trying to find the excitement in that. Yeah.
Keeping it fresh. And,
yes.
Trying to figure out something new to work on and keep you fresh. I love it.
Yeah.
Listen, Anna, we'll let you go. It's getting a little bit damp out here. You've got a couple of events to compete in tomorrow. You've got a big summer coming at you. Look after that knee.
Yes.
But listen, best of luck. It would be so wonderful to see you go well in Paris.
Oh, thank you so much.
Watching
Thank
you
you
compete.
guys.
I'm glad it's like time, event after event, because it's just fun to watch you.
Oh, thank you. I can't wait. I hope it's a lot of fun out there.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Okay, so we have more guests coming at us, and as you've heard, there's a fantastic women's pole vault competition here tomorrow evening. There's a great pair of brace of long jumps. What are you looking forward to most?
Oh, my goodness.
Where to choose? I mean, off the track, on the track. I mean, honestly, the men's long jump is underrated, I think, right now. You've got the newly minted world junior record holder, Matteo Furlani. I'm probably mispronouncing that.
No,
But
that sounded pretty good.
19 years old, 8.36 meters. Unbelievable.
I know. And it's funny because you know what? You're right. The long jump is really heating up, but it's gone through a fallow period, I guess is the best way of putting it. With the big jumpers of the 80s and 90s haven't been around. The last 4 or 5 years, maybe longer, it's been a moderate period for the long jump. But now there's some big talents coming through.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the post-Powell, Carl Lewis era is just, how can you match anything post-1991? It's an unbelievable
You're going
time.
way back.
Oh, I mean, that's when the world record was set,
Yep.
But, we've had good names. We've had Irving Saladino come through, countless plus eights. Ivan Pedroso was huge. But, I think with Miltiadis Tentaglu from Greece, we've got a few Jamaican killers, Wayne Pinnock, and the list goes on. And now a new youngster in the picture. I think it's going to be another 8.5 meter plus requirement for the gold come the Summer Olympics.
I hope so, because Tentoglu, the Greek fellow, who's just won everything, Olympics, World Indoors,
by the smallest
Europeans,
margins.
Everything, but he's the most marvelous competitor. He always finds another few inches, another few centimeters.
Yeah.
So if Furlani can come out of Italy and start challenging him, that would be great for the event.
And he's smooth with it. He just flies through the air like Jordan. It's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, we'll get our next guests in, I think. It's time to get our next guests in. We talked about the
cute
brilliant
outfits.
pole vault, which was going to involve Molly Cordery against a strong field. We've got Daryl Neatig coming in and joining us as well, who's unbeaten this year outdoors, won in the Diamond League last week in China, a couple of weeks back in China. She's in very, very good form, so we're going to get both those girls up here on the stage now to join us. I think they're just about ready behind the camera.
Yep, and Molly got the memo.
Molly got the memo. Oh, she got the memo.
Yes, we are wearing
come on up
the
here, you guys.
same jacket.
Daryl Neader, thank you very much indeed. Unbeaten outdoors this year. Daryl, good to see you, a fellow Brit. And Molly, another fellow Brit. Lovely to see you, Molly. Enjoyed calling your victory at the World Indoors in Glasgow. Oh, my word. She only smashed the pole vault field in Glasgow in Scotland. Those World Indoors back in March. And I'll tell you what, I was just one of a bunch of Brits in the stadium. Our chests were pumping out. I mean, it was unbelievable. And winning's a good habit, Molly.
Yeah, it's been going really well. I'm really happy to have come into the outdoors and, open up in my first Diamond League and get the win there as well. So if I can kind of keep it going on, that would be great.
I read somewhere that you were looking at LA 2028. Like, that was just what it was. And then all of a sudden, no. I mean, obviously, you won the World Indoors, but things are happening fast.
Absolutely. It's all come at me so fast. And I'm trying to kind of adapt to that quickly. I was just talking to my coach the other day, and we have all of our goals written down for this year, and it was like, make top 6 at Worlds, maybe get a medal at Europeans, make the final for the Olympics, and that's all changed so fast. And now I'm just trying to kind of get my head around that and get ready even more.
Yeah, it's really cool.
What I love about the pole vault, and the fellas are the same. You don't duck each other. Every Diamond League, every big meet, all the guys are out there competing against each other. And that's happened for you as well. Last week in Doha, the girls are out, and the World Indoors, nobody's avoiding it. But you have taken a whole bunch of big names down. I mean, almost everybody.
Yeah, I think that was what was so important about last week. I think Nina Kennedy, obviously last year's world champion, wasn't at World Indoors, and Tina Sutej wasn't there, and they were the two big names that kind of missed World Indoors. So to win last week really meant a lot to me, to kind of just show that I was still in good form against the other girls. So yeah, it kind of gave me a good confidence boost.
Speaking of taking down big names, Daryl, 2024 is going for you. You're making Diamond Leagues look casual. Talk to me about 100 and 200, two huge wins, and, starting your season super strong.
Yeah, I'm really happy, to start my season, 2 Diamond League wins in alternate events. I'm just really finding my flow and finding my feet and just enjoying it. I'm not overly looking at what's going on around me. I'm in my own lane. I'm focused on my own goals, and I'm just having fun.
that plays dividends, having fun. When you're relaxed and enjoying it, you can really move forward, so that's great.
Yeah.
What does this meet do for you here?
This meet's amazing because it's my second time in Atlanta. I'm here to have fun with the Adidas family, and I feel like it's a little bit of fun. I'm doing a different event, the 150, so that's in between the 100 and 200, which I've been doing recently. And yeah, it's just about having a bit of fun and coming out here and trying to get a better time than I did last year.
Daryl, there are websites where we can find out everything about you guys. I mean, it's kind of spooky.
Is there?
And I was checking you out earlier on, and you've run in the 9.9s so many times.
9.9
Sorry,
or
10.9.
10.9?
10.9. 9.9
World record.
Maybe I'll run 9.9.
It's done a year or two with the shoes. 10.9s so many times. How are you going to push forward from that? Are you changing anything in training? Or?
Yeah, so this year, me and my coach, we looked over the season last year, and I didn't make the 100-meter final. I made the 200-meter final in Budapest, came 5th, and that was an amazing achievement. But really, 10.9 is great, but we do need to be pushing for those even faster times. So we've just went really hard this year in winter. We focused on my power, we focused on my endurance. I think we can see that in the 200 meters this year. And we're just trying to push those barriers even more. So yeah, running sub 11 seconds, I think I've done quite a few times now since breaking the barrier in 2021 at the Olympic Games, but I'm definitely trying to go even faster.
I think there's a lot of people that are watching this, and they could never imagine what it's like sitting in your spot, right? Being in your shoes, like being one of the favorites at the Olympic Games and things like that. What do you do to take away the pressure, to get away from the sport a little bit? When you come home, is there something that you do just to be normal?
Definitely. I feel like, I've actually started vlogging on my YouTube channel just to kind of show...
Shout out.
Yeah, big shout out, big plug. But I've tried to just show my day-to-day life, and that is really, away from the track, who am I and what am I doing? A lot of the time is spent with my chihuahua, Melon. We're in parks. Yeah.
Melon?
Melon, the chihuahua.
It's a fruit.
It's a fruit, but he's also a dog. And so a lot of time is spent with him, just, relaxed in the parks, meditating and just being in my zone, writing things down in my diary, journaling, just being locked into Daryl Nita and being myself. And I think we're seeing that on the track, and I'm performing, and I'm enjoying the moment, and I'm being true to myself.
Yeah.
And Molly, how are you keeping grounded? I mean, your dad's here, he's your coach. How are you keeping your feet in the ground amidst this sort of storm of success and focus, media focus and so on?
Yeah, I think, like we said, it's come at me so fast, so I think just finding a good balance between kind of on track and off track is really important, but I just think having such a supportive team at home and, just keeping the people around you so close to keep you grounded, and just like I said, getting that balance right is so important. But I think I'm dealing with it okay, and I just have this kind of confidence on the track where when I turn up, I know I can kind of do this, and then I switch off afterwards, and it's been great.
I can't wait to see you guys compete tomorrow. I mean, I've been watching the fields and, trying to figure out who is going to do what, and just being able to watch you both compete. I'm wondering how much more you'll be competing before the Olympics. And also, can you talk a little bit about your process of getting to the Olympics?
Are you doing Europeans?
Yes, I am doing Europeans.
Yes.
Are you not?
Yes. So we're both doing European Championships.
Yeah.
We have a whole championships before the Olympics.
Yeah.
And then
so
I've
you'll
got
both be there.
Yeah, we'll both be there. That's something to prepare for, something to look forward to. And just being on the circuit, racing. As we said, if we can carry on winning, that's a good thing, because winning is a great habit. And why not?
Yeah.
But just enjoying it.
How
really.
do you time that peak? Because, even for the Americans, right? To make our team, you have to be tip top.
Yeah.
Peak there, and then you got to peak again. So how do you guys time that out?
I think, kind of comes down to my coach a little bit more. He does all the kind of periodization. I trust him fully. I just he sets my program. I follow what it says, and it's been working so far. So like I said, I just put my full trust in that, and it's been working well so far.
I'm the exact same. Thank God my coach, he's so good with all the planning and the numbers and the dates, and I don't think about anything. He just tells me where to be, turn up and run. Listen,
See, kids,
That's
listen,
it.
they're coachable.
If you've done it before, you've been through that cycle before and it's produced success, it gives you reinforcement, real confidence.
It does, when you just trust the process, trust your coach and trust your training plan, and we've done it before, we've been at championships. I think it's just knowing that we can do it, we can perform when it matters, and
I agree. Absolutely.
For you, Molly, it's kind of different though, because it's like a voyage of discovery for you this year, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where you've hit world class. Oh wow! Hang on, 5 minutes ago I wasn't really heard of. Now I'm a world champion. So for you, this is. I know you're saying you trust your coach and everything, but for the pair of you, isn't this a journey into the unknown almost?
Yeah, it absolutely is. But I have been unheard of. I've been on the circuit for a little while, just a little bit lower down. So I've had a few experiences, and I've still learned so much from them. Even the negative experiences, I've probably learned more than the positive ones. So I definitely can take that in. And at the end of the day, it's no different. I'm just jumping a little bit higher, and I try not to feel that pressure. I just, like I said, I go in with confidence, and I'm just competing against myself and just taking it higher and higher each time.
Yeah.
I think what both of you have displayed is consistency. That's what's been brilliant.
Definitely.
Having that confidence when the gun goes or when it's your turn to vault and you know it's going to come out well.
Yeah, just trusting yourself, knowing that you are enough, and knowing that you deserve to be there.
Yeah, and one last thought, on the Olympics are this season, huge opportunity, and track is going to be in the spotlight for hopefully more than a couple of months. But we're really in a golden age, you could say, of women's sprinting. We've got so much talent from the Caribbean. It seems like every other day a high schooler, collegiate is breaking 11. We've got the world lead at 10.77 from a Tennessee athlete.
Yes.
So, going into the games, knowing it's going to be competitive, where's your mindset?
For me, I'm literally just so happy to be part of this golden age of sprinting. I feel like this is the time to be a female 100, 200 meter sprinter. It's hot right now. The fact that I'm looking to my left and my right and seeing the best ladies of all time, and I'm racing them. I was once watching them on television. Now I'm racing them. Now they're giving me words of encouragement. I'm just honestly just really honoured to be in this age, and it's a challenge, and I'm here for it. And I just want to step on that line. No, I'm good enough. No, I should be here and compete and give it my all.
And you're definitely here to compete because you have taken those big wins. So
I'm
we're
knocking
very
on the
excited.
door and I'm bursting through.
Hey, listen, both you guys, thank you so much for giving us some of your time. It's
Thank
precious,
you.
I know. Go away, get dry, get warm, and
get ready for tomorrow.
build up for tomorrow.
We're cheering loud.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Lovely meeting you. Thanks, Molly.
Hey, nice to meet you too.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, so we have
It's so nice.
Daryl Nita's got a YouTube channel. We gotta,
we
plug
do.
that. Go subscribe.
But you know what? Molly was 5th in the World Championships last year, and I never met her last year. She's smashing it this year. I haven't met her, and she's a Brit. She only lives down the road from me, and it's so nice to meet her. What a lovely young lady.
Doesn't that just go to show you that all it takes is one performance to just catapult you to the next level? And that's what it did. I mean, she was
Literally
obviously, she was
catapulted.
there, but I mean, now she just has that confidence and she expects it. She wants to
You
be
can
up
see
there.
it.
Yeah.
It's total hunger for the athlete.
But
ready
also,
to go.
some athletes have that ability to deliver again and again, and Molly's building up that sort of invincibility where when she comes up to vault, she hits those big heights, I mean, a lot of pressure on her in Doha the other day, her first big Diamond League win, as world indoor champion, coming onto the outdoor circuit, her first outdoor competition, bang, and she nails a bunch of big names.
But even just those two walking away, like for Molly to sit next to Daryl Needle, who knows like how to win and how to compete at that level, they're having fun, they're chatting about it. I mean, that just gives her more confidence, just rubbing shoulders with greatness.
Absolutely, yeah. Those field events tomorrow are going to be very, very special indeed. Both long jumps and the women's pole vault. We might see some big performances. The weather is kind to us here in Atlanta.
Yeah.
I come here from the UK expecting sunshine, and what do we get? But no, it's going to be great tomorrow. Going to be great. And we have more guests still to come, including a couple of sprinters who are pretty good. I'd like to welcome to us now Alea Hobbs, who was a winner here last year. Alea, hey, welcome on board.
You?
Pretty good sprinter. And another gentleman, and don't adjust your sets. He is Kenyan, but he's a sprinter, and he's a great sprinter. He's the Commonwealth Games champion. Ferdinand Domanyala. Ferdinand, welcome on board.
Thank you.
Lovely to meet you. Lovely to meet you. Tell
I
us.
already met him in the elevator.
Name dropper.
I know.
Name dropper.
I told you I'd see you on set.
Hey, what do your friends call you? They call you Ferdy or Ferd or?
Fadi.
Ferdy. Do you mind if we call you Ferdy?
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Ferdy, I mean, I guess making the Kenyan 100-meter team is a little bit easier than making the Kenyan marathon team. You know,
Of course,
I've
man,
covered
like-
about 1,000 marathons. You don't have to worry about the trials too much.
Yeah, there's this story that came about last week when they were choosing the marathon team, and I was told like 318 guys had qualified, and they needed 3 guys in the team, so it was like a mess. Yeah, I understand, but I'm hoping that we'll get to a level where also sprinters, we can have a headache in choosing the sprinters.
Are you inspiring a generation of Kenyan kids?
Yep. Now it's called Omanyala Mania in Kenya.
Omanyala what?
Mania.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Excellent.
Because previously we've been having like 5 heats of 100 meters, but now last year, as of this year actually, we're having like 27 heats.
That is awesome.
So that
Five-fold.
means, it's becoming a revolution, I must say.
How do you televise 27 heats and not lose
I mean,
5
like
hours?
it's like 2 hours of just hits
And just
hits.
yelling,
And
'cause we
imagine
know
now
everyone's excited
there are
over
those
there.
hits that are getting false starts, so you can imagine how long it's gonna take. But I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy that it's changing. You know, it was all in the mind because we were so good in rugby sevens, and you know, rugby sevens is basically sprints.
Yeah.
So it's just that we never had someone to show them. They never had someone to show them that it's possible. You know, it's all in the mind.
That's really cool.
Yep.
Aaliyah, well, you both are back. But you're back.
I'm back.
And you're feeling pretty good. You opened and you had a good race. So let's talk about how you're feeling and what brings you back.
Okay, so after indoor and after my cramps and all that, I kind of rested for like a week maybe, then got back to it. We're having some good training, haven't been injured, thank God. So
We should probably just explain that you went to the World Indoors in Glasgow back in March. You won your heat, you won your semi, you're lining up for the final, and bang, it was just cramp, was it?
yes, it was just
We didn't know at the time.
Full body cramps.
Really?
Oh.
Never in my life have it. Like,
Just dehydration, do they think, or what?
yeah, and I didn't eat.
Aaliyah.
I probably should have ate.
Yeah.
It's that heat in Scotland that's famous for it, you know.
Yeah, the food was nasty, and I was just like,
Tell us how you
sorry,
really feel.
sorry, guys. It wasn't good enough for me, and I
Okay.
actually should have ate. Though should have got something else,
Yeah.
but I didn't think too much of it. But I also ran 3 rounds, and that was my first time like doing that.
Indoors. It's,
So I mean, it was a learning experience though. So now I know to make sure I eat. But after that, I've been having good training. I opened up. 1088 opener, felt good. I ran another race after that, and that one felt good. So we're back in Atlanta for another one. So
I mean, sometimes those little hiccups, right? Like they set you up a little bit differently, but it sometimes is a blessing in disguise.
exactly, and that's exactly what I was saying. I was happy it happened before I ran, and not like while I was running, because it could have been worse. So
Right.
hey.
Now, last year you came here, and I think you had just gotten your cast off.
Yeah, after
You
my
know?
broken hand.
Yeah, she broke her hand indoors, and then came here. But you said you were a different athlete. Like I loved it. You said I used my other arm a little bit more. I was doing more leg stuff. Like it's just awesome. You came out
Yeah.
and you had a great year.
Yeah, it was different though, because I couldn't lift weights for like weeks just because I couldn't power clean, I couldn't bench press, I couldn't do the things I needed to do. So I kind of was doing some things that's kind of like it, but not really it. So I was set back a little bit, but mentally I just had to stay on it, and that's what I did for as long as I could.
And Ferdy, back in 2022, didn't you have visa problems getting into the USA for Eugene for the World Championships?
Within a couple hours.
You arrived hours before your first race.
Yeah,
and
it was
of
like
course you couldn't fulfill
2
your
hours
potential.
before.
But then in Birmingham,
2 hours?
2 hours.
at the Commonwealth Games, a couple of weeks later,
Yeah,
a few
2
weeks
weeks
later,
later, yeah.
you were okay.
Yeah.
We let him in. We were friendly, and he took gold. He went and won the Commonwealth Games.
Yep.
So you have good memories of the UK. No problems coming in this time to the USA. But Paris, is that all going to be smooth, getting to Paris, the visa and everything?
Yeah, I got my visa like 3 years ago. But, you know, Paris for me, I mean, France is home because we have our training camp in Miramas, south of France. So basically there is home. And this will be like my 4th or 5th race doing in Paris. So I'm excited, man. I mean, like Paris is home, basically. So I don't think I'll have any hiccups. I'm hoping that there won't be hiccups. And just building up slowly as we head towards Paris.
I think context is important here really quick. We have 2 of the best power sprinters in the world right here next to us. Second all-time indoor 60. The undisputed East African goat of sprinting. I did a very interesting stat today. I pulled up, you have 41 of the top 42 times in Kenyan 100 history. 41. Some people don't even race that many times in their career.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. So for you now, I mean, that's a very rare statistic, but very impressive nonetheless. You know, you're coming into this year, you've mentioned you're taking a slightly different approach.
Yep.
You're sort of executing more patience, and you're taking each race a little slower, looking to peak in Paris, hopefully. Where are you right now in your transition from your opening race in Kip Keino to the next few races moving into Paris?
Yeah, the previous seasons we've been picking up so early, and by now I could be having the world lead.
Yeah.
And then it comes to be broken like in June. But this season, when I changed my coach, we're now doing things differently. And I don't want to pick when it's not right, so we're just taking it slowly. And we've reduced our races. Like you said, those are a lot of races. I've been doing a lot of races previously, but this year we are having a different approach and just, approaching the season with less expectations, I must say. And I say this season for me is a season of faith, because I'm just approaching each day as it comes and not think about tomorrow and today is not done. Just like have trust in yourself, trust the process, trust the training sessions.
But you seem to last the season pretty well. I mean, last summer you were third in the Diamond League final in September in Eugene, 985. I mean, you extended your summer pretty well.
I changed my coach after Budapest, so.
Oh, did you? Straight after Budapest. Oh.
So that's why there was a
Mid-season.
big change of times going into Zagreb and coming into the Diamond League finals. Yeah, so that's what happened.
That's rare. Mid-season.
Daring.
I know.
Leah's shocked.
I know.
Should your current coach be worried? I mean,
no, he's a great guy. I mean, he's a lecturer of sprints. He teaches coaches. So I know he's also teaching us how to do this. And I trust in him, and I have all the belief in him. And whatever he says, I just follow. I mean, if he says we're not picking this time, then that's it. Yeah.
And Alea, for you guys, I mean, being an American is a blessing and a curse in the sprints, because you want to be able to focus upon Paris like Ferdy can do, but actually you've got to focus on the trials. You've got to make the team. That's a massive hurdle. And if it's almost to the point where if you make the US team for the major games, you've got to make the final come the games.
Yeah.
It's kind of that tough.
Yeah, it is. Like our training, our whole goal is to get ready for trials, because like you said, U.S. trials is the final. So, I mean, yeah, it's tough, but I mean, like he was saying, kind of I'm approaching the season different, not running as many races. Like usually I would have had ran at least about 3-4 races, but I only did 2 so far. And I would do this one and then New York and then trials. So we're trying something different this year also, and it's working. So we're ready for trials.
Yeah. How is it going at home? How is baby?
It's going great.
Not a baby.
He's not a baby no more. He make 2 June 15th.
Oh,
the week before
goodness.
trials.
Yeah.
So yeah, but that's going good. I mean, that's keeping me going, honestly.
Yeah, you're sleeping through the night now. At least.
Oh yeah. Because he when he go to sleep, I go to sleep.
Yeah.
He don't wake up till about 7 a.m. So
Does
we're on a
he
good
chase
schedule
you?
now.
Does he try to run?
No, he can't run yet.
That's right.
No.
That's right.
Sprinting comes at age 2, I found. My 2-year-old is getting fast.
Oh, okay. Well, he have brain damage.
That's right.
So
I'm sorry, I forgot about
it's okay,
that.
but no, he active though.
Yeah,
He do
I
what
know
he
you were
can do.
telling me in indoors, and he is just kind of doing great.
Yeah,
actually.
he's so strong. Like
Yeah.
that kid is strong.
I
Like
know.
even though he can't do too much, he try.
And you
He
know what
tries
we were
so
saying
hard.
is when he has a strong mama like you, like, oh my goodness, how can he not be?
Exactly. So
Yeah.
hey, he motivate me, I motivate him.
Yeah, that's so awesome.
Nice.
Ferdy, do you have those distractions away from the track when training? You have family?
Yeah, I do have a family. I have a son with 5 now.
Okay,
Yeah.
and you get very involved in his life, or is it
Yeah,
like...
of course. I mean, I'm always there in the morning, in the evening when I come back. But at least now that I've changed my program. Previously we could do like a 6-hour, 7-hour session a day. So I was like out of the house. But right now we're doing maximum of 4 hours. So every time they come back from school, I'm at home. And it was different because this year, after I left for the indoor tour, after a week they were calling me crying in video calls. It's never happened before. That means they're missing me.
Yeah.
Before they could say, Daddy's here. It's a month, and then they're like, oh, he's coming back.
You've got to be doing something right. but tell me, has he got the build of a sprinter? Does he look like he's building towards that? Because most Kenyan kids for the last 50 years, their gods have been distance runners, marathon and 10,000 and so on.
I'm hoping that he becomes an athlete, but I won't force him to do what he doesn't want to do. But every time I'm taking him to the gym, he's doing these things like as if he's been doing them before. So I'm really hoping that he becomes a sprinter.
Yeah. It's so fun being a parent, but it is a lot of work.
It is a lot of work, especially the early years.
Yeah.
You just want to get old like me, and then they're gone, they're independent. You give them a good education, that's it. So the greatest gift you can give a kid, great education. You're on your own.
Well, Tim, these guys don't have the kids here this weekend, right?
No,
you don't have the
no,
kids here, so
no.
they got to get out of here. They want to go.
They have got to get out of here.
They want
This
a
is
quiet
true.
hotel room. They want to chill and not be thinking about all that. So we got to let them go.
Leah, Ferdy, thank you so much for being with us. Have a great couple of races tomorrow. Enjoy
Thank you.
yourselves.
Thank you.
Enjoy yourselves.
Good luck.
Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed.
Yeah.
Well, we're nearly done now. We didn't talk to a bunch of names. There are so many big names here. I mean, Grant Holloway is racing tomorrow.
Yes.
He's the world record holder indoors at the 60-meter hurdles. Grant, I mean, every time he steps out, I think Grant can break the world record. He's
For
such
sure.
a beautiful mover. He's
For
a great
sure.
sprinter.
Lena Irby Jackson is here.
Yep.
I mean, who's some of your favorites?
Oh man, this is one of the most stacked fields across the board in almost every event. The men's 100 and the men's 200 is so interesting to me because it's got a healthy combo of international people. You've got Oblique Seville from Jamaica, Wade van Niekerk from South Africa. I can't pick a favorite, but I'm very excited about the men's 100, 200, and of course the 150. It's a sprinting showcase here, and it's just like, I can't wait. Please stay tuned tomorrow because it's going to be extremely exciting.
And you know what? The fantastic thing about this sprint straight is you can get up close and personal, can't you? You can almost reach out and touch the athletes.
Oh
It's
yeah, and this is free.
wonderful
If you're
facility.
in the vicinity of here, an hour. If you're Tennessee, Kentucky, anywhere, just come down. It's free.
Yeah.
Piedmont Park is huge. It's going to be fun, and you're going to see some blistering times. Like that's almost a guarantee.
Well, our live webcast gets underway at 4:45. The action starts at 5. First race at 5, and then I think we've got the last race at 7:30. So we'll be off air. We'll be here till about 7:40, 7:45, something like that.
And the
but
post-show.
fantastic.
Post-show
and
with
then the
Noah.
post show.
Yeah.
With Noah, that's true.
Yeah.
Noah Lyles. He's in that last race, by the way, isn't it? At 7:30.
And do you remember last year when he was warming up a little bit on the track? He jumped so high.
Oh yes, there's
I
an
mean,
iconic picture of that
yeah.
online. Go check it out.
He
It might
was
be.
hyped, and you know he's hyped again.
I mean, thinking 40-inch vertical.
Yeah,
You know,
I
I'm
think
thinking
so.
entirely possible.
Okay, so it just remains for us to say thanks for being with us. It's been a really, really interesting hour or so chatting with all these great stars. Really, I'll tell you what's lovely about track and field stars. They're not prima donnas. They're really normal people with their feet on the ground, and it's just a joy to chat to them and look into the whites of their eyes and see them enjoying themselves.
Yeah.
Very down-to-earth people, and you don't have to subscribe to their podcast to interview them, which I find very nice.
And you want to cheer for them. So
Of course.
we'll be cheering tomorrow.
Okay, so that we're on air tomorrow at 4:45. Make sure you join us. First race at 5 p.m. here in Piedmont Park in Midtown Atlanta. Thanks for being with us. Bye-bye.